Hello and welcome to an all-new episode of Men and Women Talk, the Mars Venus Show. I am one of your hosts, Kinte, all the way live from Los Angeles, California, and I'm so happy to be here with you on this beautiful day. It's been a while since we've been on, but I am so glad to be back and here with you. And let me introduce my lovely co-host, the one and only Mosaic Star. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm good. Hi, guys. How are you?
Awesome, awesome. Tell me a little bit about what you've been up to since we've last done a show together.
Man, it's been a journey.
Mhm.
I've just been working. I changed jobs. I'm working with youth and stuff now. It's been a lot going on. Just working, singing. I've launched a new. Well, I'm launching a new hair line. So I got hair oils
Mm.
and building my business. It's a lot going on. All good stuff.
All right, all right, all right, all right, all right.
I changed jobs.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. What was that? I heard I heard a
It came
yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah. That's strange. All right. So
It's like playback in the middle of the.
let's introduce our illustrious panel. Wait, somebody there's
um,
funny, yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
All right. So let's introduce our illustrious panel. We'll start off with the ladies first. Or the lady first. We have LA Wade. How are you doing, LA?
What is good? I am blessed and highly favored in the name of Dr. Vibe. I am also a magnet for miracles and a solution to someone's problem. Do you have a problem today? Do you need some solving? Get at your girl.
Yes, yes, yes. So glad that you are here and interested in getting your take on tonight's topic. Also, returning is the People's Chant, the one and only, the hustler himself, CEO of Hustle Zone, Ryan Perez. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Kente?
Excellent, excellent, excellent. What you been up to?
Working. We lost our Hustle Zone website because of a really crappy hosting company, but we're rebuilding. And yeah, I've just been working, and I am a producer now of a web series called Antoinette and Friends, and we've been interviewing
Cool.
celebrities. So we've had some really cool celebrities, on our show, and that's going pretty well.
All right. Well, I can't wait to check it out. I know if you're doing it, it's going to be awesome.
Oh yeah, it's
And
beautiful.
nice.
all right. And this next person, it's been a long time since we've done the show together. He was my
Right.
first co-host ever. We co-host the Spotlight together. It's the one and
Mm-hmm.
only Neon. How you doing, Neon?
Doing good, man. Doing real well. How you doing?
Excellent. And tell us about what you've been up to, bro.
Besides just like working at my job 40 hours a week, just as far as the whole like I'm getting a voiceover little by little every day, keeping up the practice at church, and recently I just came back from a church rehearsal, so playing on the drums there, working on that. Recently just did a little mashup, like if anyone's a fan of Minecraft and they know of like it's called Sweden, and then Maytree and two other artists. I just kind of mashed them together, and just been on mostly on Twitter. Strangely enough, taking a break from Facebook because it's hard to post videos on there and just have a video edited much. But just keeping it rolling every single day, man. Just hustle, hustle, hustle. So
You're muted, Kente.
Kente, you're muted.
Sorry about that. I'm glad to have all you guys here. And this is our, believe it or not, this is our 191st episode.
Oh, okay.
Woohoo!
All right.
All right. And very excited. And so we'll be getting to 200 this season. So that should be pretty cool. I don't know. There's something going on with my my cursor. It's weird. Anyway, we're not gonna let that stop the show. All right. So the topic today. I mean, I normally don't like to talk about these kind of topics, these pop culture topics that pop up. One is because it kind of dates the show, and these issues come up, and it'll be like a thing for few days or a week or maybe even a month. I don't know, but I feel like there's so much in this topic besides this specific situation that we can talk about that that reflect on our community. It reflects on relationships. It reflects on a lot of things, and I felt like it'd be good to have this conversation. So, as if unless you were living under a rock and not Chris Rock or The Rock, the Oscars were Sunday night, and I really don't watch the Oscars, but we had a bunch of people that were visiting, and we just had it on, and so Chris Rock comes out, and Chris Rock comes out, and he's doing his Chris Rock thing, and making jokes. Then he made a joke at Will Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, and his joke was basically because her hair is shaved that that he can't wait to see her in GI Jane 2 Part 2. If you guys know anything about GI Jane, it was a movie where Demi Moore shaved her head, and so everybody laughed. Will Smith laughed, and then a couple of seconds later, Will Smith walks over to him and appears to have hit him. And I'll be honest with you, we didn't pay it any mind. We thought it was a bit. We thought it was a bit. Everybody in the house was just like, "Oh, okay, they're being silly, right?" And then the audio went out, so we're thinking like, "What's going on with the audio?" Didn't even pay it any mind. And then when he gave it, then he wins the Oscar 20 minutes later, something like that. And then he was apologizing in his speech, and his speech seemed kind of weird. Mind you, in our minds, nothing happened. So we were like, his speech was kind of strange. So then we went on YouTube right afterwards, and all these people were saying Will Smith smacks the shit out of Chris Rock, and I'm sitting there like, he didn't smack him. Like we really didn't think that it was real. Like we thought it was, some kind of sketch. And I'm like, people are blowing this out of proportion. And then what we saw was the other feed where you saw him cursing at Chris Rock, and then you realize, oh, okay, it was a real thing. So it put everything into a different context, and
Mm-hmm.
now you got to look at it like, okay, was Will Smith justified in doing what he did? What was Chris Rock out of bounds for his comment? And was there any backstory that may have led to all of these things? So we're going to get into all of that. But the first thing is, I guess I want to get everybody's take, and I'll start with the ladies first. We'll start off with you, LA. Um, did you see it live, or did you see it the incident like online?
I saw the incident on line. I saw it on Instagram. And what really struck me was, hey, Andre, what really struck me is not to say struck, but what I found interesting was Will Smith swearing. Like the slap was one thing, but I feel like the swearing was really for me where it was at. For me, he said, take my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Twice he said it. So for me, it's like to say that and not have a reference other than that joke that we heard right there. There's obviously a history, right? So there's something
Mm-hmm.
that we just don't know that him and Chris know. The
Mm-hmm.
other part is that these comedians that host the show, they come out and they poke jokes and fun at people, But when was the last time Jada was actually like nominated for something to do with the Oscars? She's not really, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, but it's not really relevant for him to be speaking about her when her husband is the one that is up for the award. Poke fun at him. Why are you poking fun at her? So those are a couple of things. I don't believe he should have slapped him. I don't have any hatred towards what he yelled at him, and I look forward to this conversation because there's so many ways that you can take this up. And if you try to take it up just as one in and of itself, you will do an injustice to the actual all of it because it's intersectional and you have to peel away all of the things. And within their own rights, they all have a specific meaning and outcome of that event. So I look forward to hearing everyone else's opinion.
All right, all right. What about you, Mosaic? Did you see it live or did you see online?
I just missed it. I had went to the bathroom and my dad was like, Will Smith just smacked the shit out of Chris. And I was like, so I immediately went to look for it, and I saw both when he slapped him, and then also the words that were said when he slapped him. And I thought the same thing. I was like, he's pissed. Like, there's some history, and that people brought up the fact that. He's talked about Jada before in like 2016. And I said, well, yeah, you have to take in consideration, like maybe they had a conversation or they didn't have a conversation because they really know each other in real life, not just on the awards. And, there could have been some words exchanged or something like that. And I felt the same way as LA felt like, why, of all the people that are up there, you choose to go for Jada? Like she's like the low hanging fruit or something. I just didn't feel like, you had plenty of people to rag on that you could have didn't, pick someone else. And plus, it's like the whole thing about when he delivered the joke, he knew it was a horrible joke because the crowd's reaction, first of all, and then the way he kind of stuttered over it a little bit, I was like, yeah, you messed up. Like when you said that joke, because I don't think it's a secret, in at least in their circles that they run in, that Jada um, has a probably has some underlying medical condition or just has alopecia. I'm not sure, but it was just it was shocking to see. I don't think that he should have walked up and smacked him either. um, but that's what he did. You can't take it back.
Hmm.
But I
Hmm.
was really what was funny to me is how Chris Rock, um, how he was just like, "Wow, Will Smith smacked the shit out of me." Now that was funny. That was funny. But him taking that stab at Jada like that, I don't really think that was funny. It's like we grew up in the hood. We rag on each other all the time, but you don't talk about Ray Ray's crackhead mama. You don't do that, or you don't talk about TT's grandma because her grandma's sick. She was, there's certain things that you don't do. You could talk about each other all day, but you don't talk about certain things.
Okay. What about you, Neon? Did you see it live or did you see it?
It it was interesting because I'm on the line with a friend, gaming as usual, Overwatch, go Lucio, my friend like, hey man, Will Smith smacked Chris Rock. I'm like, wait a minute, what? I'm like, I go to the Oscars trying to find on my channel. I find it on the channel. And it was just fascinating to watch it. I seen the clip on YouTube. I was floored. I'm like, what are you doing? What happened? And then it's the acceptance speech, which I came from a place of love. Don't let the devil get you at your highest point, man. But to me, man, it's like a little too late for that, man. It's like, you know, and then after that, I mean, the memes, everything, the whole situation is fascinating. It cracked me up to nobody's end, man. Just because of the history between him, Chris Rock, Will Smith, and just I still laugh about it because it's just there's so many things right and wrong with the situation. Celebrities, man, I'm disconnected from them. I don't know how they operate. All I know is what I see from my eyes. So
Okay. What about you, Ryan? Did you see it live or did you see it like
I
online or
saw
whatever?
I saw it on Twitter because normally I check Twitter and I seen everyone talking about Will Smith and I didn't really get it. I didn't really get it. I had to kind of, I was on, I think TikTok or Twitter, and I saw the videos, and I was like, damn, when he said, "Take my effing name out your mouth," um, that was I felt that was like the ancestors. He was channeling the ancestors with the way that he expressed that, and like and it felt like, let me tell you, it felt good. It felt good to hear it because black people, we tend to, as a in the African diaspora, we tend to break code. We don't go with the status quo. And Will Smith broke code because the way that they were dealing, like, there's context to this story. The beginning of the story is 2016, when all the black folks boycotted the Oscars. It wasn't just the joke that Chris Rock made in 2016. It was the fact that all of our people boycotted except for Kevin Hart, the guy from Black Panther, and Chris Rock. Maybe Tyler Perry went, but sorry. Because he likes to kiss people's asses. But the reality is that I was upset with Chris Rock with the jokes, and not only we forget that Chris Rock also brought Stacey Dash onto the stage with a really crude joke. So what we saw was, we saw Will Smith evoke our ancestor and smack the shucking and jiving that Chris Rock was doing on the stage. So, black women have been saying, especially during Black Lives Matter, they've been amplifying that we brothers need to stand up for them. And that's what Will did. He stood up for his family. People said about the laugh, they said, he was laughing. Laughing doesn't mean that it was a joke, that he thought it was funny. If you look at Will Smith, anytime people have cracked jokes about him in the past, he always laughs, because that's all he can do is laugh, and he sits there and he takes it. But when you read his book and you understand the psychological aspect of it, him being compared to Tupac, all this stuff, he really feels emasculated. And at one time with him doing that book was therapy for him. I watched the videos on YouTube. This guy is just standing up for what he believes in. And you know what? He's Will Smith. He could smack somebody and walk out like Jussie Smollett. You know what I mean?
Forget.
Don't kill me.
Oh boy,
I
I
think he
can't.
needs to drop the mic, as far as I'm concerned.
I'm well, y'all gonna hate me tonight, but but I want everybody to have their point of view. And okay, let's get one thing straight. We all agree that this was a real situation, because I
Yeah.
keep hearing all these. It's it's a stage.
Hmm.
They're in cahoots together. I mean, we all agree that this actually happened.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I had to get that out, because you got those people who think everything. Every time a celebrity dies, it was the Illuminati. You know. So the
It's the
Illuminati was
Masons. The
the
Masons did it.
the Illuminati didn't put them up to it. We agree on that.
The eye lizard people, all that good stuff.
Right. The Trilateral Commission and all that stuff. But anyway, so okay. Um let's go into a little bit of Chris Rock, and then maybe to give some context to the whole thing. Let me start off by talking about Chris Rock. I know, like, I think Chris Rock is one of the funniest comedians around. I think that there's levels to this shit, right? And to me, the best three comedians, they're all brothers. And it's Dave Chappelle, Cat Williams, and Chris Rock.
Oh,
And I think everybody else is like tiers below. I really believe that. I really believe Dave and Cat Williams it's like 1A and 1B. Then I feel like it's Chris Rock, and then it's about, there's other good comedians, I
Right.
think they're on another level. Um, and I think Chris Rock is a great comedian. He's been great for a long time. But my dad used to say this saying about what people about people. Don't be the cow that gives a good bucket of milk and then kicks it over right after. And I feel like Chris Rock does that. Chris Rock will be on point about a lot of stuff, right? And you'll be like, "Oh, that's right." And then he'll come back around and be on some straight up coon type stuff. And you're like, "What the hell?" Like it's all in the same person, right? And there's times where, you know, like like I said, I look forward to his specials and all of that kind of stuff. I think he's a talented guy. But then he'll turn around and do some real ass backward stuff that I don't agree with. Now, I want to go back to 2016. I was not with the whole Oscar so white thing. I thought it was a farce. I thought that and I really had my issues with Jada and Will. I guess it was more so Jada's thing than Will's thing. Um, because it's like you say Oscar's so white, but then you look at who they hire in their production company, and the only people of color is them, him, her, and him. Everybody else is not black. So I'm like, well, how can you say this Oscar so white thing, but you don't even hire black people, and your ass is black? So and I thought because your husband don't get a award, now all of a sudden is an issue, but now he's nominated. Now you're back with a big grin on your face. So I have my issues with that, and honestly, I felt like, like I like Will Smith, right? We've all known Will for what 40 years now. I mean, we grew up
Right.
with Will Smith. He's a nice guy, right? He even wrote a song called "I'm a Nice Guy," right?
That's my
Right?
first time hearing about
Uh, What's
that.
up, Jen? He's a nice guy. He's he's the kind of guy that um, I mean, when he was single, of course, he'd be the kind of good kid that you wouldn't be mad if your daughter went out with that kind of guy,
Yeah.
right? But my problem with Will Smith is the guy is so phony. He is such, oh my God, all that love. I'm going to be a vessel for love and all of that stuff. You sound like a goddamn fool. I mean, I can't stand it. And then he always, when he talks, you don't never feel like you're listening to a real person. He talks like he's running for Congress or some shit. It is so freaking annoying. Like the way he speaks sometimes is annoying, and that vessel for love crap and all of that stuff. And then, and it just makes me want to throw up every time I hear it. So
I,
whatever he got with his wife, that's their business, even though they made it our business, by coming out, or I guess August did. But but anyway, going back to Chris Rock, the 2016 thing, I agree with you. I thought that I didn't like the joke that he said just because it felt coonish to me. You know, um, I'm talking about going back to 2016 more
Oh,
so.
Yeah.
And he has, like I said, he has the capacity of being. Hey, Stephanie, he has the capacity of being, on the money, and then he'll come right back up, and then he's the cow that the bucket of milk, and then he kicks it over, so now the milk ain't worth shit. So my question is, I want to, I've been talking a lot, so I want to go to the panel. Um, let's talk about Chris Rock. How do you guys feel about Chris Rock, what he did as far as his joke? Um, and it came out today that he had no idea about the alopecia thing. So we have to take him for his word. That he didn't know. So do you feel like the joke that he said was over the line, knowing what you know now that he didn't know? We'll start off with you, Mosaic.
Um, I feel like when he attempted the joke and the audience was just like, "Oh, you already fucked up." That's just how I feel. You already. It was just like no matter if he knew or not, something was not right about this joke. And it was the way that he just kind of, it was just like the way he stuttered over it, everything. Delivery wasn't even smooth. He just really messed that joke up. And,
It was a
you
corny
know,
joke. It was
it
a
was
corny joke
corny. And it was like,
and
then the
dated,
whole room
very
is
dated.
like, oh, no, that wasn't. It just was in poor taste. But I just feel like, even if so, he says he didn't know. Okay, he doesn't know. But just to go back to Jada, given that the last joke you told at the Oscars was about Jada, you probably should not leave Jada the hell alone and probably pick on somebody else. Like you could have picked on Tyler Perry in his new movie or something. You could have did anything. You just picked Jada. It's like why would you pick Jada out of all the people that are sitting up front there? She's the easy target. I mean, was she the easier joke? I don't understand.
I think to be fair though, he did start off with Denzel. Then he went to Javier Bardem and Penelope Cruz. So they were the last ones. So he did do other people. That was
Yeah,
his
I know
first.
he did, but I'm saying, but what if I've already done a joke on you and it was not real received the last time, I'm probably not going to mess with you again.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's funny though. The first two jokes I thought were really good. Uh, the first two, what is it? Is it true that he was told not to joke in rehearsal? I have not heard that before.
Yeah, somebody did say something about he was asked not to do because most of their jokes and stuff are written,
Hmm.
so
That one seemed like it was off the cuff though. It didn't
it
seem like he,
was. Yeah, it
yeah.
did seem that way.
Because his first two jokes were seemed more polished, and it seemed like he slid one more in there. So
Mhm.
like, because the joke he said about Javier Bardem and Penelope Cruz was funny. I thought that was a funny bit that he did, and Will Smith was kind of in that one. Because he was like, please let Will Smith win. So I thought that was fine. Um, you know, all right. So what about you, LA? Do you feel like knowing that he didn't know? Do you feel like the joke was that out of line?
It doesn't matter if she has alopecia or not. She's not relevant to the stand up of what he was called to do. She has nothing to do with this Oscar. This is Will's moment. Why is he attacking the man's wife for the second time? If he did know in rehearsal, then that looked like he was going to do it anyway. And Will knew. Will maybe said not to do it, and Will probably walked up there to let him know that you and I know what is happening here, so don't act brand new. Like it was just not. It was all offside. Nothing about it was good. I still stand by. He shouldn't have hit him, but I feel like there's just something there. Like Will Smith is so composed. To your point, 40 years. He knows what's up. He had to make that statement. There was something about it that seems necessary, and
Well,
uh, and I don't agree with the way that he handled it. But like I said, I'm not mad at him for letting him know, take his wife's name out of his mouth. I'm here for all of that.
well. To be fair, all through the show, people who weren't up for Oscars, like Judy Dench and all these people, were getting made fun of. So it wasn't like it wasn't just the people that were
No,
doing it.
what I
And then
mean is
honestly,
irrelevant.
this was the, they had been made fun of all night. Um, Actually, worse jokes were said about him by Regina Hall and
Yes,
Amy
but what
Schumer.
I'm saying is that she is not. When did Jada Pinkett Smith ever win an Oscar?
No, but I'm saying other
But
people
what I'm saying,
in the
that's who got
audience.
pinpointed, is what I'm saying. His jokes were relevant to the Oscars prior to just coming and attacking Jada with what, to your point, a dated joke. G.I.
No,
Jane? Like, come on. That's something that is personal. That is not something that's kind of like, oh, I wrote this and they told me not to say it and I forgot and I said it anyway.
Yeah,
That is deliberate.
yeah, people get roasted at the Oscars. If you're in the audience, you're gonna get it. So a lot of people got and look at what's his face Ricky Gervais. That guy's 10 times worse. I'm shocked somebody didn't go up and beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
but that's not the
that
point.
guy's mean.
You bring up a really important point right there by comparing Ricky to Chris Rock. As we know, they are melanatedly challenged on either sides, right?
Right.
And it's what people can get away with from what they cannot get away with. Also, the dynamics of seeing two black men fight in in this institution.
No, we saw one black man fight.
Well, yeah.
Tuesday, we saw one black man fight, but the dynamics of that. There, I think it's Chimanda that talks about the danger of a single story, and the story that we keep talking about right now is the fact that Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. Right? That's the story. But there is most clearly a story and maybe many other stories within that story. And to pinpoint that moment and start to label and create ideology around a moment that has many layers to it, I think is negligent in our community. And we're looking for the divisiveness that they have now propagated and we are supporting.
Mm.
I don't think there's way. I mean, a lot of people think there's way more to this. I mean,
Yes, of course.
I don't know about that, but I'll say this. I mean, do you think Chris Rock gets credit for not striking him back?
Credit?
Yeah, I mean, he could have taken it to another level. I'll
He,
tell you one
he
thing.
knows where the fuck he's standing. He knows who pays him. He's not going to do that.
They
People
don't talk.
people make decisions based on their survival,
So
right?
No,
you know that Chris Rock is also neurodivergent. So
well, he's what?
he has like he's like autistic in a way.
Right.
So he doesn't respond to stimuli the same way as like if somebody was to walk up and smack Kinte might, immediately lay the smack down on somebody,
Right, right.
or
It
if
didn't look
you
like
walk up and
Tyler
smack
Perry, but
me, it's gonna be a problem. But with him, he made like he said in other previous interviews before I've seen him was like he's all, I hear words, but I don't always respond to them in the way that normal people would. So I think that played a part in the fact that he got smacked. But I also um, think that he realized, this is where my bread and butter is. If I get into a fight on the stage, that's
That
gonna be a problem.
But you know what though?
part.
You know what? Let's say you don't think you can win the fight, right? Right?
Did you
No,
at
what?
least pitch the bit?
No, you know what I'd have done if I was Chris Rock. Let's say if I felt like probably if we fought, I would lose, right? See, you're at the Oscars, right? So we would be wrestling because eventually security's gonna break it up anyway. So I'm getting my punches in. I'm not gonna stand there. I'm sorry. You're not gonna just smack me and then walk away like ain't nothing. So we're gonna tussle until them security get there.
Stop
So
this. That would be
I
worse. That would be worse. Stop it.
hey man,
I would not want to see that.
you know what? If you look at the tape though, he had balled his fist up like he
Yeah,
was, and then he pulled it back.
Because
So
he said, I can't believe this shit is happening right now.
right.
That's why he said, Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
right,
Yeah, that was hilarious.
right.
That's what I said. That was the
that
funniest part of
was
the whole
the
thing.
deal right there.
Yeah. Yeah, that was funny. I mean, he turned and he's like touring right now. He's gonna do like I don't know if y'all remember when Cat Williams got choked out by that kid.
What?
Hmm.
Yeah, there was like a kid who was like 15 years old that choked him, put him out, and he turned it into a great bit, and and then people don't even think about it. So I think Chris Rock will probably do the same thing. He'll turn it into like a bit, and then it'll be on his next Netflix special or something like that.
Right.
So, but you know, I, I don't know, man. I hated to see that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hated to see it. I, you know, honestly, the way I would have handled it was, I felt like if he just said to keep your wife's name out of your mouth without going up on stage, that would have been different. You know, I think I think he would have got what he needed to do. Or once he won, he could have said it in his speech. You know, my wife suffers from alopecia, and you know what I'm saying. He could have done that in his speech.
That's that response that is all mediated through fucking impression management and identity politics. He wasn't having it. He brought it to Philly. Will came back to Philly.
I don't see it
He
though.
was
I
like,
don't see it
this
that
one?
way. I
I know,
honestly I
I
thought it was weak.
know.
I thought it was weak. To be
It was
honest with
weak,
you.
but like that's years of like colonization taking full anchorage. He's just full. He was in Get Out and he smacked. Somebody took a picture and that guy went up on the stage and remembered something from back when he
Heck
was
yeah.
in Philly. So that was the most it could come with because he's not used to exercising that part of his personality. He's so used to being controlled and
Mm.
in like controlling himself that's what it looks like when you break out of oppression. It's weird at first, like baby taking its first steps. It's going to come off weak at first. Who knows what will happen after this?
Okay,
And you
let
know,
mhm.
this whole incident has sparked so many different conversations, especially with the fact like, oh, with black women or should be protected by black men or just protecting people, period. And it's really sparked a lot of conversations. And like I was in a conversation last night about protection from your mate, male or female, and what that looks like. And there's some really good thoughts that come out of that. It was just because somebody goes and smack, your dude go and smack somebody down, doesn't necessarily. That's not the necessarily the proper form of protection in all situations. Now, if you do something to me, my husband is gonna come for you. I'm sorry, he will.
But you
But
know,
if you touch me, that's different. But if you say something to me, my husband has a way of speaking, and he's like, "You better be careful."
okay,
And you back up off of them, but you ain't got to go smack nobody because they said something.
but you know what? Anyone who knows me, I'm old school. I'm all about gender roles and all of that kind of good stuff.
We know.
And I'm also about protecting my women and all of that stuff. My women.
No.
Uh huh.
Oh
No.
boy.
Let me call you. Let me make a phone call real quick to somebody.
Freudian slip. Freudian slip.
Uh-uh.
Uh, but
No.
but also I do feel like you have to do it in a, you have to you have to be like there's I'm not saying there's no reason to run up on stage and smack the shit out of somebody. There are definitely reasons to do it. And I don't think that was it. I to be
Yeah.
honest with you, I don't think that was it. I definitely felt like he should have pulled him to the side and had a conversation with him. But so but I really don't feel like that's it. And then also there's a dual thing is um there's protection can go both ways too, because if
Mhm.
you know, there are women who will set a guy up to go and do the thing that will ruin their life. You know what I'm
Yeah, and that's
saying?
not protecting your man. That's
No.
not protecting him at all. And I've mentioned even in that conversation that we were having that protection from a woman to their man per se is more of a support role. We protect men in supportive ways, whether that be to make sure that you have certain things before you leave the house or when you leave the house, or handle certain tasks, or by not putting you in danger because of situations we may have gotten our personal selves in because we didn't ran our mouth. And when I'm out there yapping off at the mic, I'm like, I'm gonna get my man. We do things to protect our husbands or our mates in different ways. Whether it be financially, we can do, and there's so many different ways to protect somebody. It's not always physical.
Now,
Now,
now, now, I'm gonna say this. I've gone to comedy clubs with dates where me and my date have became, uh, they made jokes, right? I've never felt like I felt like it was playful. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like out of, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't out of bounds. I've also been to comedy clubs where, and it's never happened to me, but I've seen it where I felt like the comedian went way too far. Because my thing is like this: you done got dressed, you went and bought these tickets, and then you're gonna sit there and talk shit about the person that came to pay to see you perform. Like, like I feel like because comedians, they're doing whatever to make people laugh, and then sometimes I feel like some people, you don't want to make people feel bad when they come to your show. There's a way to mess with people in the audience, I feel like, where it doesn't you don't feel they don't feel like they've been put on. And
Right.
like I said, there was one time I was on a date. This is a couple years ago. I was at the Laugh Factory, and this comedian was like going hard on the audience, right? And he was like just scanning through the audience, you know, and and I'm sitting there. I'm getting ready though, like I'm getting ready for the guy because he's like going through the audience. He's like, oh, what y'all, whatever. And then he passed over me. He passed over me.
Mm.
And then and I was like, okay, all right, whatever, and he didn't. Yeah.
I just want to know if you want to hear some of the comments from
Oh,
the
sure.
live. So
Go ahead.
the IG live JAYOH 83 says it comes from failure to protect his mother from his abusive father. What do you
Mm.
guys think about that? Then I got another one for you, but I'll wait till that one airs out first.
No, I don't. I don't
Yeah.
believe that.
No.
I
What is
don't
it?
believe that.
Okay, they said no. Okay, so here's the next part. Oh wait, you want to read Stephanie's first?
Everybody don't have the same temperament. You might get swung on. Yeah.
Right? Somebody might catch
Right.
some hands. Okay, Smoking Word says, and that's words with a Z if anybody wants to go follow. There's a struggle between how we should present ourselves because the others expect us to not be civilized, and protecting your women right then and there.
Mhm.
Mm,
I mean, I don't know when you talking about protection though. It's like, I mean, I thought it was such a benign joke.
Well, protection is also like he didn't have to fight for her, but he defended her honor, and that's a form of protection. A woman would like to feel safe to know that somebody has got her back if she's being disrespected. So
right.
that's what that's why the talking out thing was okay for me, but the slap thing was like a little over the top, I thought.
A
But
lot over the top.
but
Yeah, it
that's
was way over the
Yeah.
top.
there's some mad shit we don't know that's happening off camera. That's all that says to me. Like they brought their street beef to the Oscar stage, and I was just like, wow, like it's all
People
right there.
people don't really like people are not really fixated about the slap, even though they're talking about the slap. They're not fixated about the slap. What they heard, and this is more of a spiritual, this goes into a spiritual context, with our ancestors, is that what we heard is we heard a vibration and that shit resonated. It resonated in people's core. And the one thing is that our former oppressors don't like it when we wake up and we are aggressive. They don't like the tone, because when we've had enough, that scares people. It wasn't the slap, it was his tone, because I felt it, everybody felt it, but they forgot about it because they're talking about the assault.
Mm-hmm.
It was the resonance, it was the power behind that. It showed a lot more, and that's why people are like, it seems deeper. No, because you have to think ancestry. When you think about our ancestors, we had protectors in our tribes, and they did not think twice. You can argue, but argument is a partial. Making a decision is complete. And when you're arguing and going back and forth with somebody and having an exchange and trying to figure it out, you're still not certain on your stance, even though you are arguing your stance.
It,
But when you decide to make a decision to defend someone, that's it. There's no more arguing. It is it. So people don't like, when it comes to black masculinity, people fear that the most. That's why they want to subdue us as much as they can. So people were scared of his tone
I
more
didn't
so
get
than
I didn't
uh,
get
anything.
that. I didn't get that from him. I didn't see that as masculine at all. But go ahead,
I
Neon.
mean, I mean, he. It was all about leadership. No matter if people, black leadership and American leadership, period. You know, he failed as a leader because you can't go up there and just hit somebody because a lot of people. I'm in customer service. I mean, most of us probably are or been through it. I've been called fat, Al Roker, the N word, everything, and it's like you can't lose your you can't lose your composure because as a black man you have the double standard. You can't be just good. You got to be extra good, which that's on a personal level for me. That's simple because God's blessed me and many other us here in the call to go through that. But my thing is that Will Smith, man, look, I would have expected him to walk away. The yelling probably would have been over the top, would have been okay. But to walk up stage and smack another man because you feel insecure about it. I'm not saying you can't defend your wife, but this his moment is outshining Questlove and Samuel L. Jackson. That is sad to me. And it's a loss of a black moment. Oscar from two black figures in the community. Questlove on his documentary, and I don't know what Samuel Jackson did. I forgot. Forgive me, but
No,
that's sad to me. Why are we losing that? I mean, this Will Smith has been the target of memes, which I
And them
love.
deaf people too. Don't forget about the deaf people.
That too, I
one of
guess.
the things that you said stuck out to me when you said like we can't um, act a certain way. We can't do, that's the same way for us, male and female. We go through, we can't do stuff, but this is where I kind of feel about that. Man, fuck that because
Yeah.
I understand. I
because no,
understand.
and let me hear me out though,
No,
and
I'm
I
hearing you out.
really
Go ahead. I'm listening.
because when Jake or Katie goes and they have their emotional break. Oh, they were just so emotional. And they were really upset. And it was a moment, they just had a bad moment. I ain't got time for that. Like we can have a bad moment too. That was his moment. Everybody has
Right.
their bad moments. I've been in customer service too. I work with kids. There's some moments where I've had cuss a kid out because they be acting up. And
Right?
so, and I had to bring myself back in, but I'm not, we have moments like that. And that's why the team that I work with will come around, kind of rally around each other like, okay, what could you have done better, da 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 da. And we work it out. But, I ain't lost no kids yet. They all love me. But I didn't cuss them out though. But and it's like we go through life having these things like we cannot do this way. You cannot dress this way because you're black. You cannot wear this because you black. You cannot do this because you black. You cannot blah 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 because you're black. Man, I can do whatever the hell I want to do and
Right.
be black.
To me,
And
Yeah,
it's
but
just the energy behind that whole statement that we have to be so much of a certain kind of way because of our blackness.
and
It just really, it's exhausting.
I understand that. It
It's
is not.
very exhausting.
I'm not trying to take that away from Will Smith. I'm not trying to say he can't have his breakdown moments. It's just there's a public and private way to handle it.
Right.
Publicly in front of everybody, all the white folks, all your black folks, be calm, demure, keep it moving. But when you're behind stage, yeah, you're gonna have to be a grown ass man and get in his face. Tell him, don't you dare talk about my wife again. So look, I don't want to get it twisted. He could have. I'm just saying he handled it. You could have handled it that way. I mean, of course, it was in the spur of the
Yeah.
moment. It's too
Yeah.
late.
Yeah.
Every
We
that
all
was a
have our nigga moments.
yeah, and that was a cheap choice, right? It was a cheap choice.
Moments.
It sent a message, and I bet no that Chris Rock is not going to bring up his wife again. It did what it was supposed to do. I think the reality is that we are, especially black men, are held to a gold standard way beyond what we could reach to but hear me out. Like, we're held to a gold standard, and here Will Smith is trying to reach the standard of perfection, and he still can't reach it, right? Because he's being clowned in the media, clowned all over the place, and the man can't
Mhm.
rest. The
because it's
real
a self-inflicted wound.
Well, no, like
Because he's a
we
bozo.
we have to remember we still live in a society that is riddled with that is the fabric of our society is white supremacy, and everywhere we turn, we're under attack. What is happening with the Grammys and Kanye and Drake and all of them leaving the Grammys is that black people are starting to realize that we no longer need to be the butt of the joke. We no longer we can honor ourselves. We can take the power away from these centralized organizations and create our own. What we saw was a glitch because we no longer need like his you have to think about it's not even a conspiracy. He's been fighting to be recognized. He boycotts the Oscars, right? And that was such a big deal, caused a lot of controversy. And then they're like, you know what? Let's do Will a favor and let's give him an Oscar because you know how they determine Oscars, right? Everybody votes and like there's this process in place. Let's give him an Oscar. But at the same time, let's crack jokes about his wife, and Hollywood has a wicked way of, insulting our people, whether it's in movies, they always find a way to, to throw a little dig and then they'll honor you at the same time. We are transcending what we think is status quo. Black people have always done that. And when we talk about violence, violence is just it does not mean hitting somebody. Violence could be verbal, there could be microaggressions. Those are all violent acts. And on top of that, when you are uh holding Will to this violent standard. And yet, if you look at white people, how they refer to their ancestors that were in the war or colonized, yes, my dad was a general. My dad was this, my uncle was that, they are so prideful of the police officers. They're so prideful of the people that kill black people. But Will Smith is getting the business because he slapped somebody while Putin is killing women and children.
That part.
Right? Women and children. He is bombing everything, and black people can't leave Ukraine. That's the other thing. They can't leave Ukraine. But I'm Ukrainian. I'm Russian. I was a Viking.
But
Viking
Ryan,
is not even a race.
But Ryan, we can only attack one problem at a time.
Wait a minute.
Woke Ryan I like woke Ryan.
I don't know about woke Ryan, but
No, I've got a lot of comments. People want to know why he's not slapping August?
Right? Yeah. Why did you slap that dude?
Why is that even necessary to bring up in this? No. I'm serious because okay, they were on a proverbial break. They had a agreement. So I mean, they had an agreement within their marriage. So
agreement my ass. She publicly embarrassed
Kinte,
him.
you over there hiding wives. You said that earlier. You and your women's. No.
No.
That's why we don't protect black women. All right. Baby,
look, I'm not here.
Here we go.
No, but I'm just saying, like, for them to compare this to why he wouldn't bring up August Alsina to this situation, I don't even think that's even in the same category of like we don't know exactly what happened between him and August or anything like that, because they never publicized that, and it probably wasn't good for TV.
Will Smith's. She says Will Smith's been cheating with some Hispanic women for years. We don't know about it. We know about the.
I mean, they got an open relationship.
We know about the kid that she was messing with, but she brought shame to the Smith name. Okay.
Lord have mercy.
Oh my God.
Only when she did it though, right? Okay.
Had him there looking like Boo Boo the Fool up there on the red table talk.
I have a friend who lives in LA right now who worked for Will Smith. And I really wish I could get his opinion. He's actually a 1500 or nothing, not DJ, but producer. And so, I'm gonna have to reach out to Jason Salvador to see what his take is on this. Oh, have him open up a room on Clubhouse. I'm gonna invite you, Kinte.
Hey, high value men, remember they don't cheat; they explore.
Lord. You know
So
what? I can't.
I
I can't. I cannot.
it's only cheating. It's
Jose.
only cheating when the wife does it. Remember that. But
Oh Lord, have mercy.
look worse to live by
So,
Martha.
how many women do you have over there? No.
I have one woman. Okay, all
Uh,
right, one woman. Thank you.
uh,
Would you
Uh,
slap the shit out of Chris Rock for her?
of course, I would smack the shit out of it if it was called for. I would choke the shit out of Chris Rock.
uh, I mean, it's
But you
just
know what? Chris Rock missed the opportunity. What he should have done was instead of taking the slap, he should have fell down like he was shot from a cannon, and then he could have sued him for like $200 million. So
Oh, that's what
Mm-mm.
I mean. It's street beef. Street beef Oscar stage. That's what happened. There's
man, it's
no
just
man,
way.
he took that slap though pretty good. I was
yeah.
like,
Yeah, he did. He
I
took that
mean,
slap.
it was a bad joke, but I mean, Chris Rock,
he's ugly and mean. What?
I don't know, man. I mean, I just hope that I can still have.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Uh,
So we're about to get
It's okay.
smacked.
Everybody's okay.
yes,
Uh-oh. Oh wait.
Finn, are you there,
Hello.
Finn?
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello, hello.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
Finn that
No,
has the
that's not
feedback.
that's not good, Finn.
yeah. He's working it out. I love that. She said Chris Rock is ugly and mean. Which hey, if it was The Rock who said that, would he have went up stage on the stage?
I
No,
don't think he
Rock's
would.
face. The Rock's face. Like they did a picture of the Rock's face. I was like, he had that face like, when he did when he was in wrestling. Is it when the Rock is cooking? Like, yeah, he had
Yeah,
that
like
face. I was
the eyebrow or whatever. I can't
Yeah,
right.
remember,
Eyebrow
man.
was up.
yeah, that was fake, but it was hilarious though.
I
Yeah.
would have been laughing if I was at the Oscars. Oscars, and they when he would have smacked Chris Rock, I probably would have been on the floor laughing. Cause I'm one of those people who laugh at the wrong time any damn way.
That was the wrong
So
time.
yeah,
You
I
did not
would
laugh.
definitely be
Yeah.
laughing. I'm always laughing at the wrong times. Like people get mad at me because I'll be laughing at a situation that's clearly not funny, but
Right.
it's a trauma response.
You know what? I remember.
Laughing is a trauma response.
Yeah,
Yeah,
laughing is a trauma
I
response to
love
certain
it.
things for
I
me.
remember. I
Hmm.
remember. I had a whole movie theater get mad at me because when that movie Twister came out, I don't know if you remember that movie Twister about the
Hmm.
tornadoes, and then the father got sucked away in the tornado at the beginning of the movie, and I like cracked up, and the whole audience looked at me like, "Dare you?" I was like, "It's a freaking movie,
You're
golly,
Right.
golly, it's not a
you're a
documentary."
barbarian.
It's not a documentary. Golly. They did it like that because they knew some of us crazy people were gonna laugh.
Right.
But let's see, Finn, are you there?
Is it better? Better at all?
No.
Nah, yeah, it sounds pretty
Mm,
bad.
Sounds
no.
really bad.
Yeah.
Here's a question or a statement. Smoking Words is saying it's like, do we condone Will's actions or hold him accountable because he doesn't only just represent himself, but a strong part of the Black community as well?
One
I
guy?
mean, does he really support? I mean,
I don't.
represent
No, he
the
don't
black
represent the
community?
black people. You know what?
What?
He don't represent the black community because he don't hire no black people. So
Oh,
so
oh,
once he
oh,
No,
start
right.
hiring black people, when you have a production company and there ain't no black people there but you and your wife, I'm sorry, it's hard for me to start calling
Do
you a brother.
you think he would be allowed to evolve back into himself and that he's stripping away the person he used to be? And when he went on this spiritual journey, he's coming full circle back to who he's always been, but maybe just forgot?
No, because
Why?
he has too much money. He's a celebrity, so no. That's never gonna happen ever again. Maybe
yeah.
How can you say
personally, privately, sure, but publicly, no. He's Will Smith. He can do anything. So that's his MO. That's his,
Yeah.
you know.
You know, but
Hmm.
you know how many brothers though are in prison or dead over something to do with a woman? A lot,
Yeah.
a lot. And I feel
And
like
then,
I feel like look, it's your responsibility to protect your family. It's your responsibility to protect your lady. But then also, I feel like you can't put a battery in a guy's back to do something that will clearly harm him, and will not benefit you or himself. And I feel like you know, like I said, there are reasons to go up on stage and smack the shit out of somebody, and whatever happens, happens. But
Mhm.
but I just felt like that wasn't it. I really don't. I feel like that wasn't it. And to be honest with you, I do have a bias against Will Smith because I think he's corny. And to be honest with you, that whole red table talk thing, I ain't never looked at him the same way after that. I always thought he was goofy before that. I mean, like I said, I like his movies. I watch his movies and stuff. But man, when he was sitting up there looking like a straight up clown while his wife was talking about screwing his her son's best friend, and he's sitting there looking goofy. I was like, man, I was done with that dude. He looked like a straight up clown. And he looked like a clown the other night. He only went up there because he only went up there because he didn't want to sleep on the couch that night.
Lord.
So so I honestly, it's hard for me to co-sign what he did. Like I said, uh, if it was Samuel L. Jackson that did it, then I probably would have looked at it differently.
I'll be
Because
yeah.
I don't look at him the same way I look at Will. I'd have been like, Sam did what he did. But I don't look at Will like I look at Sam. Because so I'll give you an example of how I feel about Will Smith. There's this thing called the Hollywood Reporter variety panels. Those are great. I don't know if you've ever seen them. It's some of the biggest actors in Hollywood. And a couple of years ago, Will Smith and Samuel Jackson was on the panel with a bunch of other actors like Michael Caine and Benicio del Toro and some of the top actors in Hollywood. And Samuel Jackson, every time they asked him a question, he answered it like a man. Like he didn't wasn't he was just answered it. Will Smith acted like he was running for the Senate. He was like, that's a great question. Um,
Does that make
like
him less black?
yeah, no, I'm saying that he looked like a sucker.
Okay.
And I'm like, and then look, they asked him about is there racism in Hollywood, and he goes, well, that's interesting. Me and Jada was talking about that last night, um, um, and it made me think about what is exactly is race. I'm like, shut up, dude. Just cut his mic. Cut your mic, dude. Like, really? You gotta get
You
like
know, he
I
got
what's
that
what's
big Willie money. He don't want to get rid
what's
of
up with the
that.
preamp? What's up with the preamp?
Right?
They asked Samuel Jackson, hell yeah, this goddamn racism. you know, like what I'm saying?
but we can't blame our
Yes, we
brothers.
can.
we
Yes,
we
we
can't
can.
listen. We can't blame our brothers and sisters for their expression when they are in an oppressive system. Everybody's going to have a taint and a degree.
Tank.
It's a taint. Everybody has a taint, to a certain degree, because depending on what risks you're willing to take, you know, will depend how big the taint is. I think that Will's response and Samuel L. Jackson's response is completely different because they're there's different circumstances. I'm not making apology because we still gotta love our brothers and sisters, and we still gotta we always have to remember that they're all we got. Our black family is all we got. So we still got to pick them up, we got to counsel them, whoop their ass behind the scenes, but
Wait a minute.
then you know what I mean, like talk to them, have counsel, but we have to stick together. We have to have that ability to respect how people navigate through white supremacy. We have to respect that some people are not going to always say the truth.
No,
And
Stephanie.
most definitely.
Can I ask a question?
No, you need to read that. If a man talks about my hair or lack thereof, I want my man to choke him out. I love you, Stephanie.
Ugh.
Stephanie is
How
talking
many of your
trash.
boyfriends are in prison right now?
Yo, there's a lot of comments here. There's like,
So
oh
Please.
man, there's so
now
much.
you know
I,
I worked in the homeless shelter, and I used to deal with, with it was a men's shelter. So I deal with rude comments all the time, and my husband worked with me. So, I get some people like, "Oh, Miss Keisha, when you gonna let me ride? When you gonna come over here and ride this, get rid of the real," just making up nasty stuff to say.
Ugh.
And so sometimes guys knew my husband worked there, and sometimes they didn't. And so one time this guy was like really getting nasty with me, and I can hold my own. So, I would tell you off and get you together, and like, but I know how to handle the homeless people. So, but this guy was just completely out of line, and I didn't know, but my husband was standing like catacorning behind me, and he was just standing there on the side, and all of a sudden I hear his voice, real deep, like, "You better be careful." And the man was like, and everybody was, this other guy was like, "Her husband gonna whoop your ass."
Man, no, I would have choked. I would have choked that.
And so
I would have choked that fool out with his shopping cart.
my husband but I never had any issue because they saw my husband, he's 6'3", he like 210, he nothing but muscle, big tall guy, and like, and they seen him yoke a man up by the collar and put his head on the ceiling, so they didn't really mess with going by too much. But yeah, but my husband has a way, and like I appreciate him for being that type of calm spirit. He's a very calm, sweet guy. My husband is the salt of the earth. He doesn't meet any strangers. And I tell people, please don't make that black man mad. Don't do it. Because I've
Dude,
also seen him smash, this Mexican guy punched him, and Baba Car hit him one time in the nose, and he flattened this dude's nose, like flattened with a quick punch, just bow, and his nose was literally flat. It was out to here at first. It was here. It was like a
Oh my
pug.
God.
I
But
was like,
right,
oh my
right.
God. Yeah. So my husband is extremely strong, but yeah, you don't have to. Oh, it doesn't always take physical to protect someone. It's just your presence sometimes is protection.
That's right.
Can I say, I don't think anyone should tell us how to play Uno. Every time we make a decision, that's a choice that we made. And I say, do what you can afford to lose, right? Like if Will Smith, for assault, it's gonna be a slap. If charges were pressed, it would be a slap on the wrist. He would probably ring out it's an option for him, right? Do what you can afford to do,
an
right?
option.
Weigh out the options to send a message. He did what he did, but sometimes you just have to do it because I think in America there's fighting words, right? They have it. I forget if it's in the legalese or whatever. There are
Say something
things,
about somebody's mama.
yeah, there are fighting words
Can't talk about your
legally
mama.
That's why
that
your
can.
mama got a nappy head. Like,
No, but Brian makes a good point with the choice conversation. He has a choice
hmm
in the same way that Chris Rock chose not to hit back because Chris Rock knows he doesn't have Will Smith money,
Right.
right?
Mm.
So he's making different choices, and he still wants to be in the career. Whereas I seriously think Will would be fine just dedicating his life in doing whatever the fuck he wants at this point.
I don't know about that.
And the thing that I just want to say real quick is that sometimes I hate when people chastise us black people for speaking a certain way. And it's not nothing towards you, Kenta, because I understand where you're coming from. It's just, me, a black security guard, and this black dude, I had to ask him, sorry, sir, I need you to leave. He's like, oh, you one of those white speaking niggas. It's like, and the security guard got pissed. It's like, you said one time, I'll smack the crap out of you. I'm losing my job. It's just like, it's just a standard that I've been raised to, I speak this way to everybody at the store, white, black. I get,
hmm
what I mean. So there's just, it's the professional standard, I guess, of where I was coming from with the comment earlier. But I mean, Will Smith's Will Smith. He's a
Wait a
celebrity.
minute. I speak very well. What you
Right,
talking
you
about?
you do too. I'm not saying that towards
No,
you, man.
no,
I mean,
no.
I'm talking about maybe it's just the way that Will Smith comes across that does get on your nerves. I guess
No, it
maybe I'm
gets on my nerves
misinterpreting.
because he sounds like he's full of shit. That's what he
Not
sounds
how the
like.
way he speaks.
That's
Okay, my
why.
bad, my bad, my bad, my
Yeah,
bad,
because you
my
can
bad.
sound proper and be on point, but
Right.
but if I
Right.
just it just all that speech he gave when he won, oh
The
my
speech was
god,
garbage.
I wanted to throw up. It
Why
was
are
It
you
so
was
so
lame
why are you so bitter? What's wrong with this speech?
because it was
it's
whack. It was whack.
No argument. It's just
It was
whack, bro.
it was whack.
It's
And,
whack.
and I don't
okay,
hate Will Smith. I don't
my
dislike
bad,
Will
my
Smith. I don't dislike Will Smith, and I'll
You
be
dislike
glad.
Will Smith.
No, no,
You
I don't like. I don't.
clearly dislike Will Smith. What are you saying?
I don't dislike Will Smith. I just don't like a lot of stuff about Will Smith. So
Wow.
I was happy for him. He won the
Is he the
Oscar.
executive producer on Bel Air?
I w- no. Oh, don't get me started. Don't get me started on that bullshit.
Ooh, the
But
Jordan reboot. I can't wait.
I was marking
right.
words making that
No, man.
comment.
I was so happy for him that he won the Oscar. That was great, and all of that stuff. But honestly, and then he was comparing himself to Richard Williams. No, No, you're not, bro. No,
One of the things, like I was like, 16, like they was boycotting the Oscars, but now 2022, everything it was a lot of blackity black awards going out. They was giving out pit awards to
Yeah.
lesbians and everything else. He was like, nah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
this is like the year
Why ain't
you
the Oscars
chose
so white?
everybody this year.
Right. Yeah, that's what you know is bogus. Is that whole Oscar so white? Oh, because I don't get an award, then you know what? Let's burn it down. Stop it.
Because you like
Well, they're
this.
never gonna burn down the institution, but I mean, it just like all of a sudden 2022, now Samuel L. Jackson's getting an Oscar. Like he should have been had one. Like,
Right.
but now
Yeah.
you pull one out for him. Okay,
All right. Let's see. Finn, are you with us? Let's see. Do we have Finn?
he's still muted.
Okay, he's muted. All
Oh,
right. So
there
you.
we go.
Oh,
Hello,
oh, there
hello.
you go.
Is that
Hey,
better? Is that better?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Yay!
all right.
Now,
Hi,
now,
Ben.
now, Finn is an OG. He was on the original episodes of.
No, don't tell my age. Don't tell my age.
So, so how's
Mhm.
it going, man? I miss you when you've been on the show. He always brings uh, great comments, and he's always very funny and everything, man. So,
I'm good,
how
man.
you?
I'm good. How are you, man? How are you?
Excellent. I'm excellent.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing?
Doing
Hi.
Hi.
So,
good.
I
but
hope
I'm
you
I,
guys sound much better now.
I'm just gonna ask you a straight up question, Finn. So you're sitting in the comedy club with your girl, right? And let's see, we're not gonna do Chris Rock. What's another comedian? We'll say Corey Holcomb.
Oh God.
Corey Holcomb makes a couple of choice jokes aimed at you and your girl. Um, do you rush the stage? Do you talk to him afterwards? Do you throw a shoe? What do you do, Ben?
Are we in Detroit? Because that makes a difference.
Yeah,
That
you
makes
in
a difference.
Detroit. You're in
Oh,
Detroit.
Well,
Detroit, I
he's
got him. I
strapped.
got him.
He's
I got him.
strapped.
I
He's
got him in
strapped.
Detroit. Yeah, I got him. No, man. I think when
Bring
you
them
sit in the
Chris.
when you sit in the front row when you go to a comedy show, period, man, you're opening yourself up to that, and you got to take it with thick skin.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I've been there before, and it, and don't you don't one thing you don't want to
I'm a
ever
cat
do.
back. I'm sorry. I'm a cat back. I capped over Kevin Hart.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I think
Yeah.
that's okay.
Oh
But I
yeah,
wouldn't
that's
rush the
good.
Yeah,
stage.
I'm
Yeah.
a
I wouldn't
cat
rush
back.
the
I
stage.
don't care. You say something to me, I got a joke for you. I'm okay. I got quick comebacks. I come from a family. My grandmother would talk about your mama. So
I had a situation. It's funny. I forgot about this. Tony Rock, his brother, Chris Rock's brother, um, at the same thing, Laugh Factory. He was capping on people in the audience, and he skipped me. And then afterwards, me and my date, we saw him in front. He was really nice. He was talking to everybody, and then, he brought it up that he skipped me because there was two like African looking brothers in front of me, and this was around the Jesse Smollett thing. So he was saying that they were the two Nigerians that you know, and then he said the reason why he skipped me was he said you look like you were upset. Like he said you didn't look like you were there for comedy or something like that, which wasn't. I guess my resting face wasn't happy or whatever. I was just there having a good time. I'd have rolled with whatever happened.
So you got
But
rested angry Negro face, is what you're saying.
apparently,
Angry
apparently,
Negro face.
because he said I didn't look like I was with it. So he said, but it was cool. He was real cool though. Tony Rock was real cool. At least he was that night. Uh, what he said,
Man, what is wrong with these
nigga.
comments tonight? What the heck, man?
Definitely.
he's keeping
Uh,
his head.
So Stephanie is going in. She's going in. She
I
really
know.
know me though, so it's okay.
what about is there more on Instagram? Any more comments?
Yes, there's lots on Instagram.
All right, what we got? Let's answer some of the Instagram comments.
Let me go back up to where some people are for Bel Air, by the way. He says, y'all ever watch Chappelle's show
Love it.
when Keep It Real goes wrong?
Oh,
Um, clean, quick, and with less attention as possible. That's how he would have dealt with it. I would have caught Chris slipping backstage. That's what somebody else was saying. Um, let's see, who else? I think I scrolled up too high. My real question is, did Jada give him that nasty when they got home? Like, Like,
Somebody,
still,
somebody
you
did say
probably
on
Oh,
Facebook.
okay.
Somebody said on
just
Facebook they was like,
call
Jada better
underscore
get him.
me underscore 13 Roman numerals. That is his comment. Follow him. He's a dope painter in Toronto. He's really, really dope. But yeah, I thought he would have got that work for sure. Like,
Yeah,
you just
yeah,
put it all on the line for my pussy right there. You can have
yeah.
it.
They said Jada gave him some pussy that Tupac
Definitely.
didn't get in '96.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We all talking
No,
about
yeah,
I
yeah.
hope
Tupac.
she gave him the Gok 3000. That's what I hope she gave him.
Right.
The
I,
pineapple and everything.
When what was it?
Wow.
I,
What's the girl name? The
Hey,
comedian?
oh, Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah, Tiffany Haddish said she better suck it from the back.
Okay
you
then.
better suck it
And
from the back.
Okay
Wow.
then.
did you guys see that meme that said where it shows Jada Pinkett and it says I'm not impressed. Tupac would have shot him.
Right. I saw that. I was like, oh my God. They is going in.
Stop it. You guys are crazy. So,
Oh man.
Mr.
And
Legal
then
Chic
somebody put up a meme and
said,
said, I got in one little fight. My mom got scared.
okay, Mr. Legal Shield said he did what he did. First reaction is the best reaction. So I did what I did. I don't know. It's always the best reaction.
But
it's
his first reaction was laughing, I thought. I
You're
felt like
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, his first reaction was the laugh, and I said it wasn't a funny laugh. It was like I'm about to whip your ass laugh. Look,
I wonder
like
because
that
there's
would be
a
me.
moment.
He's like, wait, that was about my wife.
No, there's a moment where he makes the joke. Jada rolls her eyes. Then we cut back to Chris Rock, and
And
he's
that's
like,
when he gets up.
and so we don't know what happened between Jada and Will in those moments where the camera's only on Chris Rock. Did
no,
Jada say, "Are you gonna just sit there"?
no, I didn't see it, but I've been told there was other footage where they actually kissed, and she
That's
may
when
have
he
said
won.
something to him. So I
That's
don't
when he
know.
won.
Wait,
No,
that's
no, no, no.
after.
Oh, okay, okay. Well,
That
they
was
was
after. Yeah.
okay.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, look, what would it take for Ryan to run up on stage? That's what I want to know.
Not too much because, like, I've, even in the blab days, I think that it. I like I've been a nice guy even when I was a little kid. I was on the bus and I would get bullied by this kid named Cameron,
Thank you.
and he bullied me all the time, and then one day I punched him in his balls, and I was like in grade 1, you know what I mean? I'm just like, "Pow!" And then he's crying. Everybody got mad at me, and I kind of felt like Will Smith in that moment because I got so aggravated. But it gets you get to a point where you gotta say something. You gotta break the
Right.
code. The thing is, things are evolving, and that's what's happening around us. Is that the medium, the shows, television, we're not even watching CNN anymore. Like the ratings are dropping for the Oscars, the ratings are dropping for all of these shows because it used to, because we grew up in a generation where that's all we could watch, right? Now all this stuff got to be entertaining for us to even watch, and we're only watching clips. Remember watching the Oscars for 4 hours just to wait to
Mhm.
see if a black person gets an Oscar, and you're like, God damn, no black person got an Oscar that year. We would wait for 3 hours to see if a black person would win. Now there's choices. I think we're evolving, and I think we don't need to. We've created this invisible standard, and we hold it to black folks. I think it's just time for people to look at other options. Oscars don't need to be the golden standard for movies. We can create our own. We can move forward
Well,
and have an environment. Sorry, the last point was to have an environment that where we feel respected. At the end of the day, it's like you go there, we work hard, we get rewarded for our efforts, but also in a safe environment where we feel like we have our dignity.
Ryan, you're the reason why Cameron never had children. That punch in the balls, he never been
Oh,
right. He never was right after
oh
that.
yeah,
He got his balls cracked.
Do you see how white media is covering this?
Oh yeah. Oh man. And then you got that
So
asshole.
disgraced.
You got that asshole Judd Apatow. I can't stand that guy. And he's talking about He could have killed him. I'm like, shut up.
No, she
It's
didn't.
Shut
Jim Carrey. I
up.
was so surprised
Really?
that Jim Carrey didn't
Yeah.
like what was going on. Like,
Yeah, because somebody might walk up on stage and whoop his ass for them terrible jokes he tells.
Yeah. That's disgusting and that was sick. That's what they always say when we do something that is
Right.
not
Right.
as bad as,
what
what we
they do? What?
Right. Then when they
yeah.
do it, they were like, he was protecting his wife's honor,
Now,
and he was
Mhm.
abused as a kid by his father, and
Oh, yeah, and
You
then
know,
you got that clown
there
Howard.
come the excuses.
You got that clown Howard Stern talking shit. I'm like, shut
Oh,
your bozo ass up.
right.
You
so
know,
so
yeah.
do you
He's
think Will would
creepy.
have rushed the stage if it was someone more physically imposing?
hell no.
I
No.
mean,
Hell
did
no.
that not play a part into it? The fact that
No,
Chris Rock is what 5'6", 130 pounds with someone on his back. Did
Chris
that
Rock.
make a difference?
We
Chris
don't
Rock running his
He
damn
did slap
mouth
him
is
like he
what
was a
got his ass
fly.
in trouble. That
no,
was a one-off joke. There's something there. Come on.
But
nah.
then somebody also made a point. They were saying like, well, Jada could have stopped him. A wife supposed to be able to stop a man when he's enraged. And I was like, what? How y'all gonna leave that up to
Oh
Jada's
my
little butt?
God.
Like,
Right.
Will stop? No.
But
She
she
got on a
wears the
whole
pants. Wait
She
a
got
minute,
a
she wears
whole
the pants
mermaid dress on. How's she gonna stop him? She can't
because
even stand up
she the
fast.
boss. Because she the
whole,
boss.
a whole new world.
Oh, she's definitely running that ship. She's
She
definitely
can't even stand up fast to stop him. And you want her to stand in a mermaid dress? Y'all don't know
she
what to
she
wear a
could have stopped him
mermaid
if she wanted.
set
I'm not saying
dresses.
she had to, but she could have.
Wait a minute, Alec
Right,
Baldwin
right.
wears
How do you know that? If my husband is completely enraged, there's no way I'm stopping him from doing anything. I don't care what I say to him. He's not going to listen, especially when you're dead set determined you're mad like that. Nobody can stop you. Like my
But
husband can't even stop me when I'm not damn mad.
but if she made an attempt, they would have said something. You don't think that she made an attempt?
They're gonna say
I don't
something
think she made an
anyway.
attempt. I don't think she made
Exactly.
an
Okay.
Hell
attempt at
no,
all.
she
I
loved it.
think he just got up and he
Listen,
Right.
just like,
Right.
oh well, there you go.
She
Oh,
loved
we
she
are
loved the
black
attention.
people. Everything we do is political. He doesn't say something, it's political. He does say if
right.
he doesn't do something, it's
He's
political.
damned
It
if he do,
doesn't
damned if he
matter.
don't.
That's the
He would
point.
have been a
We're
simp. He would have
talking
been a simp if he didn't say nothing. If
right.
he
I
didn't
We're
say
not
mean,
Well,
anything.
he
talking
could have
there.
said something.
about
He just could have
like
done it a
come
different way.
on.
I would have
It's
preferred if he had cracked the
yeah.
joke back, said something back.
See
I think that.
on
Can I
Twitter. Oh, sorry.
I'm so
And I
sorry,
can't talk
brother.
about your wife
Oh,
because
my
she
bad.
left your
Nah,
ass. She left.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, like, could you imagine if she filed for a divorce after the fact?
Stop this. Stop
see,
this.
that's
I
why
would.
it's just
I done slapped the shit out of Chris Rock for your ass. You gonna divorce me?
Oh, he wouldn't
well.
recover from that.
Oh, what if she started
I'd put
dating
him on
Chris Rock?
suicide watch personally.
Oh
If that
God.
I mean, the divorce will be by August, so we should be all right.
Oh,
Let's be more
stop
than
the
that.
Oh,
madness.
stop
Yeah.
it.
What's
Oh
wrong with
my
these
God. You
people?
guys are terrible.
I'm
Listen, do you
sorry.
want to
I'm
hear? Do you
sorry.
want to hear
Bishop, I
from
love you.
IG Live or what?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's
Okay,
see.
let me see if you can be heard. Speak. Can you speak, RB?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes.
All right, yeah. Is smoking words. That's smoke the letter N, word to the Z at the end.
Oh yeah, I remember you from the Elephant Room.
Yeah. We're gonna get into that later. First of all, somebody in there clearly got something against Will Smith. I forgot who voice I heard.
That's Kinte.
You sound like you salty at Will Smith for something, brother. I don't know what it is, but it's
I
something.
love Will Smith. What are you talking about?
Let's just go over bare facts.
Man, After Earth was great.
You
Wait.
can't see it; it's off camera, but he's got a poster.
Yeah,
Will Smith right there.
he's a breakdown. He's at number one.
Number one, Jada made that statement about her alopecia very public and very vulnerable. So for Chris Rock to make a joke like that at that place, a place where most black celebrities done boycotted in recent years, I felt like that was a little bit much. You know what I mean? Especially when he's been saying shit about Jada Pinkett since Red Table Talk came out. You know what I mean? Red Table Talk, you putting all your business out on Facebook, that's not for me. But still, it is what it is. And at the end of the day, we got to acknowledge the fact that this is a place that doesn't, you know what I mean, for lack of better words, that doesn't really fuck with black celebrities to begin with. That's why there was a boycott. That's why nobody showed up in those past 2 years. Now, when you factor that into two black men on stage in front of these other people having a physical altercation, you gotta kind of like, yo, that situation could have been handled a lot differently. And I'm not saying that as a way to shy away from anything Will has been through in the past years, because it was an emotional tipping point. And it just sucks that it had to happen at the Oscars. But at the same time, it's just like, you got to realize, you know what I mean? I work amongst a bunch of different ethnic and Caucasian teachers. If somebody say some wild shit at an assembly, I can't just go up there and smack the shit out of them. I'm going to have to handle that shit outside when all the kids leave.
When all the kids leave.
I mean, you could, but you might not be employed. So.
Right.
I'd be at a better position to be employed if I handle that shit outside as opposed to if I handle that at the assembly.
Oh my God.
And make sure you're off school grounds. Don't do it on school grounds.
Can I make something clear? I love Will Smith.
Stop this.
No. I
With the
just
love of
don't
the
like. I
Lord.
just don't like him. So that's a big difference. So I've been following Will since I was 2 years old.
He said Bel Air is fire. He doesn't know who told you wrong.
I saw the first episode and I hated it. So you know, but no, I mean no, but seriously though, the kid though did a good job. The guy that was playing Jabari, his name is Jabari Banks or something like that. I thought he did a good job in the episode I did see. But I don't dislike Will Smith. He just gets on my nerves.
I'll edit each all because I didn't like the original show.
Look, I got don't y'all have cousins that you love but you can't stand?
I love my cousins. Shoot, they're like, I'm living here in Dayton with them, so no, we're all good.
Oh, you in Dayton? You only 45 minutes down the street.
Oh, the Dayton gang.
Really?
I'm in Columbus.
Are you okay?
Columbus,
Dayton's
and we
like
got
baby
Detroit.
Flint. Look.
And we got Detroit in the house.
That's wrong. I'm
Wait a
originally
minute, and
from
then
Flint.
I went to school in Columbus, though. I went to school in Columbus, so that's cool.
Oh, okay.
Wait, and
Well,
then
I
you're
grew
in
up in
Toronto.
Flint.
You're in Toronto, so y'all are like next to each other. You guys are all next to each other, basically. He said, "I love my mama, but I can't stand her." But seriously, I do like Will Smith. I just don't like. I mean, I love Will Smith. I don't like. So.
No, can you please go?
I think he should have held it down, and it's more than just defending your lady. You could defend your lady anytime you want to. He could have definitely pulled up on him backstage or after the show. Like, these people are watching us in the streets. They watching us at these award shows. They watching us on TikTok, Instagram. They watching us. And I'm not saying we all got to be perfect, but we all got to be aware of what the fuck is going on. And in that regard, I think Will kind of dropped the ball.
Yeah. And he looked like a fool. I think he looked like a fool. And it's unfortunate.
He made it about male ego. I feel like he made it about his ego.
Yeah. But you know what though? Mosaic, I'd run up on stage if somebody said something about you. So, just remember that.
I'm gonna say something too. Look, I don't back down.
So,
she's gonna defend herself.
I'm gonna talk about your mama. Look.
Can you read Stephanie's message? That was hilarious.
He ain't the first man to run.
Oh, the one about OJ.
Oh Lord.
Oh, OJ had something to say, and he killed a whole white woman. Got away with it. Be quiet.
God.
Okay, OJ did not kill nobody.
There's theories that say his son actually killed his mom.
I don't think OJ did it.
What?
He liked white women too much to kill
because
them.
he didn't like oh boy either.
But he liked white women too much to kill one. So but that's a whole other story. But
that's a whole other show.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So before we get on out of here, would y'all watch the Red Table Talk with Chris Rock and Will Smith?
I'm gonna watch it. Yes, I am. I'm already subscribed, so I'm gonna watch it.
Sure.
I wouldn't have
Uh,
watched it before. You're right, Smoking Words. I would not have watched that.
Somebody wrote like something that was like on the next Red Table Talk, Will Smith, Jada Pinkett, and Chris Rock, how men heal.
Well, I guess we
what
can
if,
shoot.
what if he brought him back just to smack him again?
Yeah, they need to bring Mike Tyson on here after the bite. You know,
Oh Lord.
Oh, oh my God, that'd be funny.
what if Chris Rock, actually becomes Pookie? You know what I mean? Like he's so embarrassed.
Calling
mm-mm.
me, man. He calling me. Nah, I think Chris Rock is gonna be fine. Through all this.
Right.
I don't think no one's really getting on him that much. You
Yeah,
know,
Yeah.
like I
No.
mean, there's some people that say, yeah, like the people on this panel, that's been getting on Chris Rock, but I think
Um,
the vast majority of people felt like he composed himself. I mean, you can debate whether the joke was over the line or not,
um,
um, but
Well, he says he didn't know about her condition. What he
right, and
believed
I
in back
believe him. I believe him.
then. I didn't know personally,
I
but
don't know
I
how
don't
no.
follow
I don't know
celebrities.
how he couldn't know. That's all I know.
I don't follow celebrities, so I
I
didn't
didn't
know.
know. I didn't know. I had no idea.
I
at
thought it
all.
was
I
a
Just
think he
fashion
don't
choice.
knew.
like the fact.
I think he knew.
Why would he not? I mean, I don't think he would do that. I mean, I don't know him.
Why? Why don't you think he would do that?
I don't know him, so he could have. I don't believe he didn't know.
I
I mean,
mean, you
why?
don't want to be the person that's be like, oh, yeah, I knew about her condition. Like now, you're really gonna look like the
Yeah, like well,
asshole.
he's not gonna say, "Oh yeah, I knew." Not at this point.
Yeah, but if he knew, why go there?
I mean, how would he know?
Well, it's
Hmm.
been publicized. That's
But
why.
I didn't know.
Again, I had no clue, no clue.
I had
I
heard about it.
I didn't know at all. So, but
I actually thought the comment was about the color of her dress.
Oh. Hmm.
GI.
But
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
GI
looking.
Jane.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
looking like
you
I
yeah you
totally
caught
had no
that
clue.
late.
yeah.
Definitely,
Well,
definitely.
I agree. Chris Rock is an asshole, but I mean, all those
I
guys.
don't know if he likes black women. That guy.
Who, Chris Rock?
Well,
Yeah,
Chris Rock was married to a black woman, then he divorced her.
that's
But
why he
you
doesn't
know,
like black women anymore
No, no. I mean, I think she left him, if I remember
Right.
correctly.
because he
Oh,
cheated.
Oh.
and
I'm
He's
just saying.
supposed
I
to.
didn't say his
so we're
choices are
supposed to
right.
stay if you
I'm
it's,
cheat.
just saying that's what
you're
went
not
down.
supposed to. You're not supposed to leave your husband just because he cheated.
Well, I don't know. All I'm
That
saying is
might have been the one of two
yeah,
hundred time he cheated. We don't know.
Well, who's gonna fuck Chris Rock? Honestly,
somebody who wants some
Somebody
cash.
looking for money.
Look,
that's it.
look.
Exactly. That's it.
Look,
Are you?
I'm
Wait a
not
minute,
saying
Where
anything.
them
La Wade.
dollars at?
Before we say goodbye, La Wade, I gotta say this.
LA Wayne.
Do you love black women?
I do.
Do you want black women to do well?
I do.
Okay, how many black men are there compared to black women?
I don't know.
It's like what, 10 to 1 or some craziness.
In Grenada.
If you got a man, La, and you hold him to yourself, that's 9 other black women ain't got a man. That is not fair to her.
That's not
So
my
you
I
got to.
didn't
problem
say
either.
why are you coming for me like I said I'm not pro polyamory? I never
Oh,
said
okay,
anything
okay.
like
All
that.
right.
Oh,
No,
here
you
we
said
go.
the whole thing about.
She said polyandry. That means multiple husbands.
I said
Okay,
polyamory.
first of all, that's not a real thing.
It,
It is. It
it's a
is.
real thing.
That's not a real thing. 'Cause the
Maybe
guys
not
that
for
would be
you.
okay with look,
You
LA,
might
the
be
guy,
one of many.
I was just reporting the facts that this is
LA,
what she said.
LA.
What?
If a guy that was okay with you having multiple husbands, you wouldn't even be attracted to him because he'd be a pussy ass guy. So
Oh wow, wow.
no, no,
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well,
that
I
is
was saying polyamory, which is
okay.
just, being
Yeah,
able
if
to.
you if y'all pro
Loving more than one.
if y'all pro black women, y'all should share, right, Ryan?
Yes.
Are you pro
I
black?
just had a conversation with my husband the other day. Y'all know my husband is Senegalese. So I'm like, he's like, you want a sister? I said, do you want to die? And he's so I was like, I'm 4 wives. And he was like, yes, my wife is 4 wives. I was like, exactly. That's discussion over.
Wow.
See, you ain't pro
Oh,
black woman.
but Kinte, do you love black women?
I love black women.
Okay, so do you have enough to go around to get all of go outside of your relationship right now? to go help all the black women that don't have somebody?
Is Renee pro black woman?
No, she's not. No, she's not.
Okay,
But we're not talking about. We're not talking about.
what are we talking about?
We're talking about you.
We're talking about me.
No.
I'm single.
Because I'm with Renee, we gonna shut it down. They know nothing.
I got
She-
Chris Rock's looks, but I don't got his money, so I'm single.
Right.
You know,
Wow.
You are
black,
not ugly,
black,
Ryan.
Not
black.
look like
No,
Chris Rock.
well, but that's how they treat me. Here
Ryan
in
might be
Alberta.
single
Ryan,
because he's a Sagittarius.
Ryan got a new woman.
What
Ryan need to stop. Ryan, wait,
Ryan,
let's put
Ryan got
it.
hoes.
Let's put it into.
Ryan got
Ryan got a
hoes.
new woman. Got a new woman every week. Ryan is always like every other week is like, oh, this is the new love of my life. I'm like, what the hell, man?
Oh,
But no, but you know,
Aw.
black women don't like me here because a lot of them, I think, they
sorry.
Man,
but-
this
no, they don't.
Where are you?
I'm in Alberta. I'm in like like LA can vouch.
It's
Like
awful.
this is
It gets
this-
whiter as you move west.
yeah. So like
That's
the black women here are they're either they come from Nigeria or whatever, and they're looking for either they're looking for white guys or they're looking for guys that are more masculine looking than I am. So I don't get any black girlfriends. And then I get
need
the
to
mean
move to
stares
Toronto.
if I'm dating a white girl. Everyone's like, mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hang out with LA Wage. All of her homegirls are fine.
All of my homegirls are fine.
Yeah, and they're black.
So what you're saying is, you go through a lot of lotion.
You know what?
oh, come
Are
on.
you going through a lot of lotion?
No,
So
No.
glad this is not a family
no,
show.
he said he don't mess with the black women. So he got a
he's-
woman. He got women.
Yeah, well, it's like
I thought he said the women. I thought he said the white women didn't like him either.
No,
Well, I didn't say that,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
it
You
is.
know what, though?
It's I feel like I got Chris Rock looks because the big forehead and it just.
don't
No,
have
you're not
Chris
an
Rock.
ugly man.
You do not have Chris Rock looks.
You
You're
know
just
what?
in the wrong province.
Oh yeah,
Right.
definitely.
I think you need to
Gotta
go to
move.
Montreal.
At least
Yeah.
you're not hitting back. You're in
Wait.
trouble.
Stephanie said you're on the vegan date nap.
Yeah, yeah. I was on a
Yeah, you on the
vegan
wrong
day.
app, sir. You need to go to Atlanta, look, and then find you one of them
Oh,
vegan black
Atlanta.
girls.
Yeah, it's like 20 to
Get you
1.
some vegan black girls in
I wanna
Atlanta. Go
be-
down
You got to be
there.
careful in Atlanta. Check the Adam's apple. Check the Adam's apple. Be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be
Okay.
careful. That's funny. Oh, look at that. See,
You look better than Chris Rock. Your lips not dry, and you don't
Your
have
teeth not
puffy.
Right. Yes.
Oh, God.
His teeth is all pearly white. Yes.
Hey, man.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, like since it's Mars and Venus, can we find a sister that is on the Dr. Sabi diet? Just holler at a brother. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I told you to go to Atlanta, god dog it. I'm trying to tell you. That's where they at.
Go to-
Ain't nobody a doctor said we died in Atlanta.
Yeah, there are. I know a lot of them. My friends are vegan. A
thought
lot of
they would
vegan
be-
friends.
They'd be on that hot wing diet, and
No, I know some pure diehard vegans and their house heads, and yeah, it's a whole culture within of a culture. You have to know the people. they hang out at House in the Park every year. So if you want somebody, Ryan, go to House in the Park in Atlanta at Piedmont Park and go live it up.
Yeah.
And they're
Ryan,
gonna
did you
feed
get
you
the
all
jab
the
and
kale
go
salad
across?
you want, all the kale salad, all,
Can you go across
all
the
the
border,
black
Ryan?
bean burgers.
I
I'm
can
not
go
not black
across
bean,
the border.
amaranth burgers.
So why don't you take some trips?
Well, I mean, right now I can't, but in the future, that's what I've been planning to do. I was like, maybe I should move out to Toronto.
Yeah.
But I have my son here,
Or-
right? So I was just thinking, maybe I can move to Toronto or move to somewhere where there's more black community, because it's not even just the dating; it's the diet.
move to
It's
Detroit.
the-
Detroit is close
No,
to
don't do
Toronto.
that. Don't
Oh
do
yeah,
him like
Hey,
so
that.
hey, hey.
I can.
Do not
Wait, wait,
move
wait,
to
wait, wait.
Detroit.
Watch that. Watch that.
Do not move to Detroit.
No,
Detroit
Detroit
is
is.
fine.
My auntie's from Detroit, so hey.
Detroit is
No, I'm
fine.
I'm
saying
sorry.
Detroit is fine.
Finn,
you you
I love my Detroit people. I love my people from the city. I do, but no.
But
No.
you, Columbus you can't talk. You from
I'm
Columbus.
from Flint. Like I live in
Oh, I
Columbus.
thought you were okay. Same difference. Oh,
yeah.
But I know about Detroit, and then
okay.
definitely, if you move to anywhere near Detroit, make sure it's on the outskirts.
Wow.
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 I
Yeah, but
love the city, I do,
nah, yeah, yeah. You can got him.
and don't move to the east side,
Definitely
So
not the
are
east
you
side. I'll co-sign
and
that.
stay
Um,
out of Southwest Detroit too.
so
Oh, okay.
all right.
a poll?
So we're gonna say goodbye. I'm gonna start off with L.A. Wade. Tell us about what you're working on and the different projects you got.
I'm moving more into documentary filmmaking right now. I am in the middle of actually doing a documentary with this woman right here. Her name is Selena Caesar Chavin. She was the parliamentary secretary to the prime minister who got into a screaming match when she left parliament because he claims to be a feminist prime minister, but 3 or 4 women walked away from his cabinet and there was a lot of controversy. So she wrote a book called Can You Hear Me Now? And it's just going to be a larger narrative around can you hear us now? What are people saying outside of parliament that they want to be seeing inside of parliament that isn't being said? And does representation also connote empathy, which is a question that I'm wrestling with. So if you guys have any answers for me, I would appreciate that. And I'm also starting a docu-series called That's Dope 420. It's based off of the IG lives that I've had, and I'm going to go into different cities and just check out the cannabis scene in the different areas. So 420, I will be in New York City. Smoking Words, RB King, he has some stuff going on. A shout out to the Bronx at Dr. Green. So I'm going to go check out the scene and see what 420 is like in New York State. That's what I
Can
got
I
going on now.
can I take a moment?
Niger Wives. I can't forget the Niger Wives of Toronto. That is just all the way fun. We just shot our reunion special. So the season has 13 episodes. I think they're on episode 9 right now or 10. So keep up with it on Afroland TV.
Can I take a moment to gush about L.A. Wade? And I'm so
Oh,
proud
wow.
of her. No, I'm so proud of her. When I literally I think I was on the first podcast you ever did, right, on Dr. Vibe.
I think so,
And
yeah.
honestly, I thought she had been doing it for years. And she's just done nothing but grow and grow and grow. And I think we definitely got to give her a lot of praise. I mean, you've been in the game for what? Just what? 3 years?
Two
2 years. And
years.
she's accomplished so
Amazing.
much. And I'm very proud of you. And everything you're doing is really top notch, above board. And one thing I love about LA Wade is when she talks about that she's going to do something, it happens. She makes it happen, and we definitely got to give her a lot of love. If you're not following her, it's at Cocktails with LA and at This Is LA Wade. I'm very proud of you, sister.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I
You're
appreciate
awesome.
it. And thanks for saying it while I'm still on live.
Oh
Ah,
yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Thank
And
you.
Ryan, man, I am another brother I'm so proud of as well. You're doing your thing. Tell us about how we can get in contact with you and what you got coming up.
yeah, you can follow me on TikTok under Dr. Sabi Academy if you want to learn more about the Dr. Sabi diet, but also have it fact checked with university journals and whatnot. I spent like 2.5 years trying to decipher the science because way that Dr. Sabi talks is really hard to backtrack. So I deciphered what he was saying and was able to back up a lot of his philosophies with journals. So, I'm on TikTok and the community is growing on there, which is fantastic. And then you can also find me on Hustle Zone on Instagram or Hustle Zone TV. Thank you.
All
Nice.
right. All right. All right. All right. And let's go to Neon. How can we get you on social media? And
Um,
you got anything we should be on the lookout for?
well, you see it at TOZ Online on Twitter, pretty much. Yes, I share a lot of pictures, but that's because I'm a enthusiast for anime, Japanese animation,
Oh,
video
yeah.
games, voiceover. Also shout out to the voiceover artists, actors, because I want to go in that field. They need to be paid more. and paid fairly, and the storyboard artists need to be paid more and paid fairly. Subbers, they need to, even if I'm the smallest YouTube whatever entrepreneur in the world, it needs to be said. It's I'll try to stream some Overwatch. I stream videos. I put little stuff up on my youtube.com/TOZ chat panel. Just 25 years of working on TOZ online storyline of a big world universe that I'm writing. So it's slowly day in by day out. Next video I'm kind of working on is just this there's a guy I like this video. It's a remix of My Little Mermaid called Little Mermaid. So I want to do a HD
What?
remake.
Wow.
He I should ask permission, but I'm just doing fair use. He I love the song and the video so much that I just want to do a fair use remix of it. The last thing I worked on is just a mashup of Sweden from Minecraft. So I'm more on the video game anime side of things. Yes, I'll post political stuff on my Twitter from time to time. So because Ukraine, the support Ukraine and so on and so forth. So that's what I've been up to. I do what I can, and I need to get back into my craft if I'm not busy working. So I'm on vacation this week, so I'm just yeah.
I'll be honest with you. Before I met Neon, I really didn't know a lot about the what they call it, the nerd culture stuff. And anime was Tina Turner, as far as I was concerned. I didn't know anything about anime. I still really don't. But I learned a lot from Neon about that whole culture.
I
And
mean,
yeah.
I have to just give a shout out to you, Kente, man, because every single time I walk away, but I come back, it's like coming back home, dude. I
Yes.
have to be very grateful to you, man. I have
Thank
attitude of gratitude towards you, man. I thank you, man, for like always keeping me in the loop of what you're doing and just I have to come back and say it, man, because I feel like I haven't thanked you before. So let me thank you now. Thank you, man.
Oh, thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
You
Yeah.
welcome, man.
God, the black man love. I love this.
I
Oh,
love it.
It's
oh yeah.
amazing.
And brother Finn,
Good.
how can we get you on,
More,
on
more,
social
encore.
media?
I'm just a guy that posts funny things on Facebook. I don't have the following.
My
You guys,
man.
I'm definitely outclassed when it comes to you guys. Yeah, I just I'm on Facebook. I DJ occasionally online, things like that. That's it. I
You
haven't.
know, you know what about Finn is his memes. He makes memes, right? And his memes will get get you smacked in the back of your head by your woman. Uh, so,
Don't share them with your work people. Don't do it. Don't do it.
and,
Mm.
and what was that line you said one time? Is that people be unfriending you and then they friend you back because they miss.
Oh yeah, I get blocked and unblocked all the time. And
But I love it though, man. Keep it up, man. And last but definitely not least, my lovely co-host. How can we get you? And what do we be on the lookout for?
You can find me on Instagram at Mosaic Star, or Clubhouse at Mosaic Star. Right now, I'm just working on trying to get Missouri Watu Beauty and Wellness back up and running the way that it should be. Working on my wonderful hair oil, which has been getting a great response. People have been hounding me for it. My hairdresser started using it on her clients, and now they're all believers.
Okay.
But but yeah, so you can just catch me in them clubhouse streets every now and then, or you can catch me on Instagram sharing little clips of my life or something like that. But that's it for me.
does
You
the
know,
hair oil work for men? Because I'm getting a little
Yes, it's
thin.
hair oil. Yes, you can use it on your beard. My coworker's using it on his beard now. It's starting to get a little thicker. I was like, "Oh, look at your beard kind of filling in." So,
all right,
and- but yeah, it's good for hair. All people's hair. It's really good,
all
and
right,
it's infused with about 10 or 12 herbs
all right.
that have been
I'll be
carefully
harassing you
hand
shortly.
selected.
Check that
You,
out.
you want to hear something funny though about the clubhouse? The clubhouse is great. But I remember the last time I went in, and they had this crazy conversation. It was something about men talking badly about men, and I couldn't keep my mouth shut.
I stick to the rooms and people that I'm used to. Because if you wander off into the to some of the clubhouse streets, you'd be like, "What is these people talking about?" And they be saying the craziest stuff.
And she wasn't doing it. It was crazy people in the room, but. it was entertaining though, the whole back and forth at least. All right, you can get me at Kente F on Twitter, Kente Ferguson on Instagram, and of course the website now is theindyradio.com. That's THEINDY radio.com. And we're gonna our normal time will be on Mondays at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern. So we will be doing all new episodes. Some it should be some really great topics, and hopefully you guys will check it out. So,
Yay. Thank
and
All
then
you.
we'll be
right.
marching towards our on our 200th episode, whenever that is. I want to have everybody come and be a part of it. So we're gonna make it's not gonna be like a specific topic. I just want everybody that's ever been on the show to hop on. And I don't even know how many windows this has. So we'll just have people rotating in and out. So
Much props to you. Much props to you, man.
Yes.
can you believe it, Finn, that it's
It's
almost
been a
200
it's been a while. I can't believe it. I definitely can.
Well, no,
episodes?
so it's
And it was nice to
M
meet you, Finn and
M
Likewise, likewise,
Neon
Z A
No,
I
thank you. It's nice to
Malik.
meet you.
T A R.
likewise.
Let me write it. They're asking about you on IG, Mosaic.
Uh-huh.
They're asking about how you spell Mosaic Star because they guess they're
Oh, Mosaic Star is spelled M as in Mary, O, Z as in zebra, AIC, and then star, STAR, all one word. Mosaic Star.
got you. There
All
we
right.
go. Kente, thank you so much. It was amazing
Thank
to see you.
you.
I like your
Yeah.
new co-host. Very nice to meet you. Neon,
Yes, that's a pleasure.
Nerd Love.
Oh
I
yeah.
can you have you seen Death Note?
Yes, I've seen Death Note, one of my favorite classics.
Yeah, that's
I love me some Code Geass, but Death Note is really up there as one of the classic anime. Like
okay.
if anyone has, if you're a mature adult, you know what I'm saying. If you're older, you don't want, you want to watch a mature anime. Death Note really hit slaps.
Yo, Death Note is dope. That's a good intro into anime too. It's like it's easy. You can get this.
Yeah, dub or sub, it doesn't matter. Dubbing, English dubbing, or subtitles, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. I mean, I would highly suggest if you want to get into anime, watch Howl's Moving Castle from Hayao Miyazaki. I mean, I love the dub; that's one of my favorites. But
Okay.
Wait a
it,
minute. If you want to get into anime, what's love got to do with it?
You're not wrong, can't say. Can't say it's so
He's terrible.
funny.
He's terrible.
Thank you for watching.
Eat the cake. Eat the cake.